Forgive me for my lack of understanding, but when writing down the knowledges and salawats, how will they help us in the grave?
By writing? InshaAllah. The minute you write, you change your destiny, because these knowledges are knowledges from the oceans of power. So right now, for example, person coming with just regular life, their kitab, kiram al-katibin, the angels, the noble scribes, they're noble because they're waiting for something from the heavens. But everybody's book is just they did good, they did bad, and their good was Allah knows what their good was, but maybe they prayed, they did some basic things in life. So the good probably very small, they did bad, they did bad, they did bad, and Allah doesn't mind what faith they are, He still holds them to account of what they should have been. So then they're just writing bad, 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 little bit of good, bad, bad, bad. You can tell then the rizq of that person is based on what's written, the destiny of that person based on what's written, and then the whole character and what Allah is going to write upon that person based on what's being now written in that book. When it's all bad, everything becomes difficult. So when you sit and listen to realities, then the angels now when you write, as soon as you move your hand, the angels will write. If you're just listening, the angels only write that you sat and listened in their association. But what you're trying to do is get the haqqaiq from what the shaykh is talking to be written in your kitab. As soon as you write it with your hand, you move your hand, the angel now is writing the haqqaiq on your book. And these are not haqqaiqs of a normal scale, these are the Mohammadan Haqqaiqs, means they're in levels of ulum, the highest levels. And at some of the teachings even above the station of angelic understanding in the Wi-Fi and the Muhammadan Wi-Fi. So means these ulum and these knowledge of the awliya, it's not something normal. So when this type of knowledge hits the book, then everything begins to change, because now the angel at an angelic reality is writing in a book immense haqqaiqs that are no ego involved, because the angels are writing it. As a result the book becomes very heavy with angelic lights and Divinely graced, and as the person is writing, now Allah begin to change everything upon that person, because the angels now are with immense tajalli. Then Allah will begin to change the sustenance, because now the soul of that person is been dressed with a different reality. They are custodians now of this Muhammadan Haqqaiq, and as a result Allah begins to even change their sustenance, their dress and all of their nobility, because their station is above the kiram al-katibin, because they are the scribes of a Muhammadan Haqqaiq. Means وَلَقَدْ كَرَمْنَا Bani Adam is that the Bani Adam, his station if he achieves can be higher than the station of angels. Because the angels they just obey Allah. Those whom left the dunya and moved towards akhirah and haqqaiqs, their station becomes very high as a result of these realities and these dressings. Allah begin to change their sustenance, because now they require the sustenance of a noble scribe. The light of their souls are changing, everything is changing, and that's why we have that qissa that with your pen you changed all my destiny. Because the knowledges that the shaykhs have, that they begin to convey it is at the level of the soul. So imagine then the salawats, the ulum, all these realities, they're dressing the soul, they're dressing the book, and as a result of going into the grave you are a completely different soul with a completely different destiny, nothing even comparable. So that's why I said even on your scale, and there are many qissa of awliya, that the scale of somebody with all the amal in the world is nothing compared to with just written La ilaha illallah. What would Allah value that dhikr and that achievement and all these practices? There's no way to understand what Allah will give of these blessings. So our life was then to write these realities so that it became our reality, and as a result our books were changed, the angels were changed, the soul was changed. As a result that person walking on this earth is from the noble scribes carrying the Muhammadan Haqqaiq. Imagine what type of lights are continuously dressing upon them. That's why we're teaching all this love that Allah has. So when somebody is a vessel of that love that carries with them all these realities, imagine then what type of lights are dressing them, accompanying them. When the hadith of knowledges and seeking knowledges, Prophet described that the one who takes a path towards knowledge, he's taken a path towards paradise. And all the birds in the sea, all the birds in the sky, all the fish in the sea, all of creatures are praising that servant until they're leaving this world. So it means it's the immensity of seeking Divinely knowledges and to fulfill Allah's request for us and for the love of Sayyidina Muhammad is not something that can be understood. So definitely it changes your dunya. And then imagine the lights that you have now in the qabr as a custodian of the Mohammadan Haqqaiqs, inshaAllah.
As-salamu alaykum.